Hi guys, good morning, happy Thursday. Welcome to the Dream, Decide, Do, Getting the Hang of Thursdays live. I'm really excited to be here. It's absolutely fantastic day. The weather is great, the autumn is here, and I hope that we still can go to the beach at the end of this week during the weekend. Well, anyway, I'm sorry that I am a little bit late. I had a technical problem and I want to apologize for that. Thank you for your patience. And I want to go straight to the topic of the day. And the topic of the day is actually the topic of yesterday, because I was given the chance to speak at the graduation ceremony of the St. Thomas Polytechnic, which is a maritime university based in Singapore, having a research center in Athens. And I was talking to the class 2020 of the Athens section of the school. And I thought that it might not be a bad idea, basically, since we are here, to share what I was saying yesterday, because I think that this thing that I was talking about is something that will resonate even in this group. Because these are the 6 little lessons, let's put it that way, that I've learned over the past 25 years being around Europe, working with smaller and larger companies, working with politicians, non-governmental organizations. And it's a kind of universal toolbox that you can use wherever you are under all kinds of circumstances. So why don't I share those? Because I think it does have value. And some of these things you have already heard. So maybe there is not so much new to all of you. But for those of you who have not heard me speaking about this before, I think now is the time. And so the first lesson is that no is not an amendment. That's the lesson that I learned a very long time ago from my first employer and mentor, Liz Spencer, in Brussels. No does not change the current situation. No means and signifies stagnation, if not turning back in time almost. It's just a pure negation of everything that is happening or everything that is proposed to be happening. So if you really want to make a change, if you really want to move forward, then figure out a solution, a proposal for a practical, feasible, and enforceable or implementable solution. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson is something that I learned the hard way. And what I mean with the hard way is that when I was in Brussels, everything seemed to be going very well, but I just wasn't very happy with anything. And I wasn't very happy with anything because I realized at some stage that I'm a kind of guy who likes perfection. Yes, I am forward-looking, I am happy, positive, and all that is good, but I'm also someone who wants things to be as near to the perfection as possible. And that is not a very good thing. So the second lesson actually is that perfection is the worst enemy of good. If you constantly aim at perfection, then you very easily forget the progress you have made. You will forget the good things, the positives in life that you have already managed to win for yourself or get for yourself. It is much better to start to think in the following lines. Accept the sufficiently good. And that doesn't mean that you are still not aiming at something better, but understand that sometimes there is a thing called good enough. And when you understand that, and when you accept that, and still keep striving for better, but you will be satisfied with the good enough, then your everyday life, be that private life or professional life, will become much, much better and happier. The third lesson comes from Sweden. And this comes from the former Prime Minister Olof Palme. Many of you may not remember him. He was murdered in 1986 already. Olof Palme used to say that not making a decision is a decision. So if you postpone your decisions and keep waiting, then you have in practice made a decision. And this applies to every single thing in life. Things around us happen inevitably. There is no way. You cannot stop those from happening. So holding on and waiting until there is the perfect moment for deciding, that holding on process is a decision in itself. So in addition to that, you can note that most of the successful people know how to make decisions very quickly and hold on to them. They're not dabbling between decisions. They go full in with one single thing. And they also know how to change their decisions when they need to very quickly. The less successful people have a trouble in getting committed. You can actually here and today decide to which of those two groups you want to belong. The fourth lesson comes from the writer of The Black Swan and Fooled by Randomness, Nassim Nicholas Taleb. He changed completely the way that I look at strategy, politics, life and death. And the lesson is that everything is about luck. This world doesn't owe anything to us. It is unfair. It is unpredictable. And if you really want to be successful, what you need to aim for is to be there when that little lucky strike might change everything. And how do you get there? You go to places where good things can happen. Don't go to places where bad things can happen. Choose your environment according to your targets, according to your dreams. Get out of the couch. Play with the odds. When you see an opportunity, grab it. Grab it with two hands and hold on to it. And with that way, you will make the success more likely. And even then, you still need to keep in mind that the success is never really guaranteed. The fifth lesson is a Cretan one, although it could actually be totally universal. It is to see your progress and what you have, and not concentrating on what you don't have. I was ski mountaineering in Crete in Psiloritis. And you know what ski mountaineering is. You go with your own feet up. You either ski up or you carry the skis on the back on the backpack if it's so steep that you can't actually ski up anymore. And then you ski down freely the mountain. It's kind of a tiring exercise. You do 4 hours up in my case, and then you come down about 15-20 minutes tops. I ski much better than I climb up. So I was doing this, and I was going up. I had gone up for about 2.5 hours, and the mountain just seemed impossible to get to the top. I was so tired, and I was very disappointed with myself. I thought that I'm going to turn back. This is not going anywhere. There was a guy from Rethymno, who then became a good friend of mine, who started his ascent much later than I did. And I saw him coming and coming and coming, and by that time he had already reached me. He was way faster than me. And we spoke, and he said to me, look, when you are stopping to get some rest and to take a stock where you take the stock where you have got. Don't look up towards the summit. It makes no sense because it seems unreachable. It seems so far away unless you're actually really next to it. Instead, look back, look downhill, see how far you have already got, and that is what will give you the strength and the courage to continue. And indeed, what happened that day was that I did manage to get to the top, and it's fantastic. In the north, there is the Aegean Sea. In the south, it's the Libyan Sea. You can see both seas from the top of the mountain. And then I got to ski 900 vertical meters down on that same side of the mountain that seemed impossible to climb up. It was a fantastic experience. And the sixth lesson that I want to talk to you about comes from Canada. And it comes from one of the best ice hockey players of all times, if not the best. I might not say the best because we Finns, we tend to have a problem with Canadian ice hockey players, but here we go anyway. Wayne Gretzky used to say that you lose 100% of the shots that you don't take. So the lesson is shoot. Shoot again. Keep shooting. Stay at your target. Go on and never ever give up. So those are the 6 lessons that I spoke about yesterday at the graduation. But as always, you should have a bonus. So I had a bonus. And the bonus lesson is the thing that we've been talking about in the past. It's my own lesson that I've realized myself, either you believe it or not. And it's also the basis of the Dream Decide Do group and the effort that I am putting in right now with you. And it is that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your dreams, the quality of your decisions, and the quality of your actions. Those actions that you take every single day. So, dream. Dream big. Dream important things. Dream things that will fulfill you. Do not spend your time dreaming small, unworthy things. Even if you are not anymore 20 years old, dare to dream. It is so important. And when you dream these big things, then make decisions. As I said already, make them quick, make them sure. Don't be afraid of making those decisions. Because the dream will never ever become reality unless you decide consciously that this dream is what I really want to have in my life. And once you have made that decision, make sure you take action. That continuous daily action, the progress that you make towards your goals, is what will ultimately define your future and the quality of your life. And now you say that, okay, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I have doubts. That is totally okay. We will always have that. Life is going to be a trial and error. And we need to accept that. We need to learn to enjoy the process. If we understand that we are never going to know it all, we are never going to be perfectly ready, there is never going to be a perfect time, then what is left for us is the progress that we take towards where we want to go. And we can do that every single day. So learn to enjoy that. And when you enjoy that, you will love every single day of your life. So those were the lessons. That is what I told the students who graduated yesterday at St. Thomas Polytechnic. And I'm very glad that you were here and listened to me. And if you have any questions, any suggestions, get back to me, and I'm really happy to talk with you more. This was Dream Design Do Group, Getting the Hang of Thursdays, on the 21st of October 2021. Come online next week, and if you speak Greek, come online already on Monday, although I might actually share this to the Greek audience in Greek, as I did in the group yesterday. So, see you next week. Have an excellent Thursday, even better Friday, and an absolutely brilliant weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Cheers.